Hello, friends, and welcome to CCR TV. Once again, we are with a golden couple. But before I interview them, I'd like to say that it's my joy and privilege to both interview as well as to have had him as my colleague. Now, who am I referring to? I'm referring to none other than Professor Gil Alberto. He was my MEd professor, and at the same time, we were colleagues at the Nirmala Institute of Education. Mr. Alberto was a well-esteemed, well-loved professor, and I can vouch for that because I was his student. And of course, through him, I came to know Mrs. Alberto, Armida Alberto, and this privilege and joy is mine to interview them for CCR TV. So welcome once again, folks, to CCR TV. So if I may ask, Professor and Madam, in which year did you get married?
Well, we got married on 18th October 1970.
Okay, so that would make it 51 years from today?
5 months.
And so many months.
And so many months. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and where did you get married? In Goa, abroad?
No, here right in Goa, in Panjim.
And which parish?
Mary Immaculate Church
Okay,
in Panjim.
okay.
And the reception we had in
Club Nacional.
Club Nacional.
Okay.
In
that was
Panjim.
famous at that time.
Okay, very much. And
And-
Ben Johnson.
Okay. So now you are in Aldona, where we are having this interview.
Yeah.
Your original place was in Panjim. But ancestrally, you must be from
Benauli.
Sunset? Benauli. Okay.
I'm from National.
National.
Yeah.
So that's closer home.
Very close, just hop, skip and jump from here.
Okay.
Not even 10 minutes. But I lived most of my life in Panjim.
Okay. So is that where you met your husband to be? Did you know him before?
No, not at all.
Not exactly.
Okay.
No.
So it was
neither.
a proposal.
It was
Correct.
an arranged marriage.
Okay. And if I may ask again,
Yeah, sure.
what did you like about each other which made you say yes? So for instance, Armida, what did you like when you saw Jim for the first time?
I had not seen him at all. But I had decided because I had heard about the family. We knew the families.
Okay. Mhm.
Actually, he came to the house with the one who has arranged the marriage, which was my related to her.
Okay.
And maybe the fact that I like teaching profession. He was although I was in the primary and he taught in the college.
Okay.
But then it was not long. It was a short visit. The only question I remember, he asked me whether I love movies.
For what? What connection would that?
Maybe because because there are people who watch movies and neglect. But I was never an addict movie.
Okay.
And I replied, that thing I remember very well, that I like movies, but not any movie, only if it has a storyline.
Okay.
And it has a good, storyline which inspires you. That's
I'm
the
sure
only
that was
question
what-
I didn't ask about. Then that was it. And
No, and I'm sure that is what attracted Albert to you.
Yeah. The movies we went for. That of course later on.
Very
But
good.
I knew that she was a teacher.
Yes.
And I was told about her.
Okay.
And when I saw her, I liked her. Love at first sight.
That is it. That's what I was aiming at. Because I remember when I got married, I was in Bombay. I came down specially to see my wife to be. And from the window, I peeped. And I said, not for me. In the sense that it was rainy season and she was with the raincoat and things. But only after I met her face to face, I
It's
said,
a big
wow,
difference.
it's a big difference. Okay. Anyway, so you got attracted to each other and you made your decision. Now, usually honeymoons were not a common feature in Goa.
No,
But you had a honeymoon.
We had it.
Oh.
And they were not uncommon. It was not uncommon, I think,
Is
at
it?
that time.
Okay.
Anyway, we went to Bangalore, went to Mysore.
Okay. And what lessons did you learn about each other at your honeymoon?
It was a very short honeymoon, so you never know a person. Nobody shows their true colors. Unless, so you just laugh for laugh's sakes. That's my problem.
Fine.
I'm a bit philosophical.
Tell me about your jobs. Now, Jill Alberto was my professor, so I know that he was definitely in the B.Ed college.
No, but I have to tell you a lot of things.
Tell me.
Before we had college, first, of course, after passing SSC to Loyola, I went to St. Xavier's College, Bombay.
Okay.
There I did 4 years, 1959.
Okay.
I did BSc, and I came back and I taught for 2 years in St. Andrews, Vasco.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Huh?
So you should travel.
Then later on, I was invited in Loyola High School
Okay.
as a teacher, and I taught there for 6 years.
Okay.
In 1967, they asked me that you have to be B.Ed.
Okay.
So I was deputed.
Fine.
Deputed for B.Ed. I was doing B.Ed 1967, 68. But the people there, Dr. Kalatritil, she appointed me on the staff for the next year.
Okay.
So right in February, she asked me that you have to be on our staff for the
So
college.
she must have seen some very good qualities about you.
Yeah. Anyway, I was appointed just like Sapre also.
Okay.
Huh? Before, I was appointed 1968.
Okay. What
Right?
about you?
Yeah. And then I continued up till 2000 in Nirmala Institute.
Okay.
So I've got 32 years there.
Very
And another 8 years, altogether 40 years of teaching. And always in the teaching line.
Always.
No change.
No breaks.
No change in banks.
Okay. What about you?
I also was always in the teaching line. First, I had done Schola Normal. So that time there was no college. I did SSC. From SSC, then I did 5th year license, 5 years in 1 year. Answered admission for Schola Normal. Schola Normal was a training college for the primary teachers. In Portuguese time, it was still Portuguese rule in Goa.
Yes.
1960.
But what was the
Got
medium
through.
of instruction?
Portuguese.
Okay. So not Konkani, not English.
No, but then 1961, I was in the first year. So in December, June, I joined. 61, December was 19. So then in the second year, it was 2-year course. Second year, the Konkani teacher was appointed, Delgado, but he hardly knew Konkani, and he left. But we had an exam, but I had an advantage because I had offered Hindi at SSC.
Okay.
And
Which was unique. Unique.
Yeah, many people had given up.
Yes.
But I lost because there were not many good teachers. I didn't have a good teacher. I had to struggle. And other subject I couldn't do well, and I didn't do well in the 10th standard. Because I was always a good, not to say this, but I was a good. But till the 8th standard I did in this convent because we lived in National a few years. Then we settled in Panjim.
Okay.
My father was working in government job.
And after marriage, was yours?
No. Then I thought of doing, because I passed my school now 2 years. Then I thought that it has no future because there were very few students, Portuguese. I thought, then I did STC, but private in Ribanda. There was an Irish nun,
Okay.
Sister Anne. This Our Lady of Rosary nuns. Yeah. I thought, and I was taking in the KG.
Okay.
And they asked me to carry on. Then I thought there, and I thought. Then I joined government in 1969. First this thing was in Tonka, Miramar.
Yes.
Yeah. There was for 7 years. But all the children were the dropouts from Asandam. They had to walk that distance and all marginalized.
So your teaching continued
The 7
even
years.
after marriage?
Yeah, I was teaching when I got engaged.
Okay.
I had a government job. So
Till the time you retired?
Yeah, 7 years. Then I was transferred to Taligaon another 7 years. Then I was brought to Panjim. There's 19 years till I retired.
Okay.
Retired means then this came. I did all the work for all the elections as a staff.
Okay.
Then I worked for census.
So it was compulsory?
Yeah, there are some people who refused, who asked for used influence and got away. But I worked about 2-3 census there.
Okay.
And did census in Miramar, Dhanapal, census in Panjim. Twice in Panjim.
Okay.
19 years, last 19 years. Then in January there was VRS and census. I was deputed. I was not deputed. Afterwards I was deputed. I gave my application. VRS had come. And then Konkani, 10 years I taught Konkani last 10 years.
Okay.
Devanagari.
That's a feather in your cap.
I don't
Because to teach in Devanagari
but I love
much of a background.
Yeah, without much of a, without any
Yeah.
training. But they just dumped on us.
Okay. Tell me, if I may shift gears,
Yeah.
tell me about your children. How many children do you have?
2. No.
2.
2 children.
And what are they doing?
Eldest is doctor. She is in United States of America. That is in New Jersey. She is a doctor there.
And
She works for a Catholic. It was a small company, like a Lady of Lourdes,
Okay.
Catholic company. And but now in January, it has been taken over by the government,
Okay.
federal government.
And what about your other child?
The child is Mari Lou. She was born after 5.5 years.
Okay.
She came
1979.
So she's with you presently. Or rather, you are with them.
No, we are with them.
Yeah.
With them.
And you have grandchildren, I think, from both the daughters.
Yeah, 2 girls.
2 granddaughters in States and 2 lovely.
Can
here.
we call your grandchildren just to see them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Most
here they are.
welcome.
Yes. So tell us your names first.
My name is Kevin Ferrand.
Okay. And? Okay. Now, tell us something about your grandparents. What do you like about your grandparents?
My grandparents are my support system. They are there for me whenever we want them. They celebrate with me in good times, and in bad times they always give me a good word and some good advice.
And do they give you good gifts also?
Yes, of course. Both Abu and Abu have always given me good gifts. I remember when they used to be in Panjim, when we would go, Abu would always make sure he would, in the morning time, he would take us to a cafe close by.
Okay.
And then in the evening, Abu would take us to church and for a nice walk.
Okay. And Ewan, what about you? What do you have to say about your grandparents?
My grandparents are my teachers and my friends. They teach me maths and Konkani. They play cards, carom, and tell me stories.
Oh, lovely. So you must be loving your grandparents, right? And now you have 2 sets of grandparents, right? Can you tell me one unique quality about the other set of grandparents? Do they have an important person in the family? Maybe Kevin can tell us?
Yeah, both sets of grandparents are equally special to us. And
Okay. And do they have some relationship with an important personality in Goa?
yeah, that's my uncle, Bishop.
So your uncle
My
is...
grand-uncle.
Grand-uncle is Bishop Philip Neri.
Neri.
Okay. Don't you feel proud and
Very
privileged?
proud. It's very privileged and yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Fine. So nice to have you with us, and you're free to stay on, but if you have some studies and so on, you may. Okay? Thank you. What are your hobbies, especially shared hobbies to do?
Oh, my hobbies?
Yeah.
I am a Cancerian. You know what's Cancer? My star, what do you call it? Was born in June.
Okay.
So I'm a house-loving person, home-loving. I love to be in the house. I don't like very much cooking, but I like to clean, arrange the house, and keeping the house. So that is my.
And you have some
Always a
favorite dishes?
I used to make a whipping. The
Okay.
dishes mean I don't cook much. I always rice, curry, fish. That are all the things that are very essential.
Did you have a
I
shared
could,
joint family?
Never.
No. So it was a nuclear family.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
that sense, you didn't have to cook for a large family
No.
in that sense. Okay. Now, what about your jubilees? When was your silver jubilee?
Silver Jubilee we had. I mean, we did not have it a big
As a
celebration.
celebration. Okay.
For plain reason, we are an optimistic.
Okay.
So, 25 years we thought is too little.
Okay.
We wanted to be 50.
Okay.
So,
And-
but finally came this what is that? COVID.
Correct.
Or some-
Yeah.
So we could not celebrate it on a big scale. All the same, we had big function here.
Okay.
Online and all.
So you have memories of the Golden
Yeah, of
Jubilee.
course.
Yeah, they made a video where all our friends wished us and said something nice about us.
Okay.
It was
not
very
a
nice.
grand celebration because of the COVID.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but we had.
Okay.
But we had a
Marilu
very.
and Eric and the
They
children.
made it very
Even
nice.
Milu and Octavian, some of our close relations came, had dinner with us, and
They made it very nice.
Oh.
That's
they
all.
made it very nice.
Yeah.
And
children
enjoyable.
being
Very enjoyable.
Children want to show their love and affection.
Oh,
at
yeah,
that
there
time
was too much
especially.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about church? Have you had involvement in church activities?
Yes,
So-
after my retirement, I was elected as a member of the parish council,
Okay.
but I represented St. Vincent de Paul. I worked in St. Vincent de Paul as a secretary for 10 years.
Okay. Which is a long time.
Yeah, but in between I was shuttling. I was going to the States. I went 7 times babysitting. I came here 4 times.
Yeah.
So, but I did. I managed. It was very enriching and experience, rewarding because I could help somebody.
And I'm sure Jill also had.
Yeah,
the same.
of course. Yes. Soon
Yeah.
after retirement, I joined the parish council and I was elected a member. But it happened that I had to go to States and I just gave a written thing saying that I cannot be a member of the parish council anymore. So
So
I
you
went to
couldn't
States
continue.
and spent three months there. I would not be able to come.
Okay.
And I have been going now, we have been going. I have been 5 times to States.
Okay.
Every time we stayed 3 months. So you can see.
Never less than 4 months.
Sometimes they have
2
more
times
than
I've stayed
nearly
6
4 months
months.
at a time.
Yeah.
No, never
And
less
so-
than. You have to go for 4 months or 6 months.
Okay.
Nobody goes for 3 months.
Fine. Fine. And every marriage has its crosses. For
Ups and
example,
downs.
sickness. Did
Oh,
you all
yeah.
have to face that?
I had,
Yes.
she had to bear quite a lot.
Could you tell us?
Yeah, he had appendicitis.
And quite a
operation
problem.
because his appendicitis was
Ruptured.
it was about to be ruptured. Soon after I got engaged, he got a very bad attack. But it was not a new thing. He was suffering from that, but then one doctor managed to fix it. And then after 6 months, we got married October, May holidays. He had an operation, for which he had to stay 10 days in the hospital.
Mhm.
After that, not much. Then he had that operation of the hernia or something.
Okay.
It was quite
Internal hernia.
traumatic. They operated in.
Was that during the college days?
No, not exactly.
No, nothing
Not at
during
all.
the college, nothing during my
Because I
school
remember
days.
him as a healthy
Yeah,
young man.
always.
Yeah.
He never missed school, neither I.
Hmm.
We always.
No, I was quite healthy. Which happened soon after retirement.
Okay.
Soon
Another.
after retirement.
So the
And
Lord
even
worked it
the-
out nicely for you.
Yeah, God has a plan for us.
Yeah.
Even the children, that they never had any illness, and I also never went had an admission in the
Okay.
small the malaria and all, but never a major. After
Praise
retirement,
God.
this
Praise the Lord.
praise
really.
the Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What about
But
your
now-
Eyesight.
eyesight is a problem now.
Very big
He was
problem.
operated,
Yeah.
had two procedures for
Okay.
cataract. I had now recently, but still, old
My
age.
main problem is eyesight and I cannot read.
Okay.
And she does the reading for me.
Yeah.
Newspapers, etc.
And she must be fond of reading herself in that
Yeah,
sense.
I'm very
that's why.
Yeah.
Otherwise, very difficult. If
Yeah.
somebody else does the reading, it will not be possible because she can understand the
Yeah. So,
articles.
I love
and,
politics. It's in my DNA.
so you must be getting quite frustrated at what's happening in Goa and elsewhere.
It's the same.
Yeah, yeah. But coming to the family, how did your marriage vows help you, if at all, maybe in misunderstandings, arguments,
Yeah, it's
or
a
whatever?
commitment to the marriage vows, which helps you. It's a beautiful concept. The stay married till death us apart, and in good times and in bad. So it's a very good, nice concept. I think that also has helped.
Yeah.
Ups and downs are
in
there.
fact, we have a lot of disagreement.
problems,
Yeah.
disagreements are there.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
They're quite a lot. But
Afterwards, we
I
agree to
feel,
disagree.
you have to
Express it.
express and
Find a resolution
Find a
rather than
solution,
go to
rather than
sleep without
go to sleep.
resolving anything.
Yeah. There are many who go to sleep, they can manage.
And it
But
festers,
I cannot.
no? It
I cannot
festers.
manage. I have
Yeah.
to give up
Yeah.
out. Whenever I have some, then I'm okay.
At peace. Yeah.
At peace. And peace of mind is a very important
Correct. Yeah.
element in one's life. Nothing like peace of mind.
So, if I may ask, would that be your advice to prospective couples?
Oh,
What would be your advice? Because today, many couples don't want to get married because of XYZ. They fear. Or if they are married, within a short while, they tear apart. Divorces, separations. What advice would you like to give them?
personally, one thing I would like to say that we should consider marriage not only as a sacrament. So it's not only an union between two people, but we are made together with God. And that is something that is quite relevant for Catholics.
Okay. And that's an
And that
important
this should be
point,
a very
huh?
important
Yeah.
point that we should consider.
Yeah.
This is not only a commitment that you have made, but in the presence of the Lord, the Lord has said that you are united forever.
Correct.
And what God has put together, let no man put
Yeah.
aside. That should
Yeah,
be
and sickness
the
and pain. You need a lot of patience. You need jobs patience in a marriage. It's not a bed of roses. If you want to live a bed, you better not get it married. You're saying, many people don't want to.
Yeah.
It's the outlook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you have any problems in a marriage, there will always be. You have to face them with courage, patience, understanding. And you can ask somebody's help if it is not, you cannot solve them. But there are
disagreements
some,
will always be there.
Yeah.
but there are some problems like infidelity and all. It's very difficult,
Yeah.
to
So I take it.
face.
Yeah. I take it that the secret of your togetherness, in spite of 50 years,
Yeah.
where many people would say, oh my gosh, how boring. Huh? Whereas the secret was that you shared not only your joys, but also your...
love. What is love? Love is loving, caring and sharing. And love, if I say, should be for love's sake, not for the sake of money or the sake of any outside material wealth. And that's what is happening nowadays. And
Yeah. Which is sad.
which is sad.
Yeah.
And nowadays, this couple, they don't need any advice. Because if they come with a lot of baggage, they have social media, they undergo a rigorous, I don't know what it's called, marriage encounter, which we didn't have. So, giving them advice would be. But still, I would like to tell them, you have to have a lot of patience, courage, because problems will always be there, not only in marriage, but wherever you go, in any
Situation.
sphere of life, you have to.
So on that note, I'd like to say thank you so much for
Thank
your
you as well.
Thank you, Professor.
sharing.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it has been a joy talking to you.
It has been a pleasure.
My
It
wish
is a
and prayer for
pleasure.
you is you've completed 51 years.
Yeah.
Let's look forward to
52.
your jubilee in the
Over
diamond
52.
jubilee and
I live
platinum.
one day at a time.
That's a
That's
good idea
always-
also.
yes.
So that's my wish for
It
you.
was nice of you to choose us. But,
It was
but
nice
I
of you to
hope
have us. That's all.
that was, and thank you also. And thank you for the
Yeah.
CC.
In fact, on
CCRS.
behalf of CCR TV,
Yeah.
we want to say
And
thank you so much.
to all
Thank you,
the staff.
everyone,
Thank you, Anand.
for
I
all
don't know
the
his name.
cooperation.
Samir. That's
Samir. Thank you,
Samir.
Samir, and coming all the way. And God bless you.
And we could go on
And-
talking and talking, but
Yeah, we could go
Yeah,
on talking and
surely.
talking.
I
time
can.
limit.
But,
My legs
yeah.
of a donkey.
Yeah.
I can
And-
talk a lot.
Thanks again.
Yeah,
huh?
thank
God
you
bless.
also,
Yeah.
Professor.
Thank you so much.
And good health
Bye.
to you, and all the
All
best,
the best.
to all
Yeah.
everybody.